Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 14th of September 2022. No videos from me for the last couple of days. Normally have Mondays off anyway, and then yesterday I got delayed for various reasons and ended up getting home a lot later than I thought I was going to be due to various issues. So by the time I got home, it was a bit late and I was a bit tired as well. But I'm back with you today. And just one thing I've got to say before talking about the main thing is the latest London shopping trip, going to be an early one this month, 17th of September, which is this coming Saturday. So if you're going to go to that, that's the date of it. And it's actually going to be starting out at a slightly unusual venue, the outside the Bank of England at 1 p.m. and the nearest tube station apparently is the appropriately named Bank Station. So that is where everyone's going to meet up, and it sounds like it's going to be more of a static one with quite a few speakers. There might be a bit of a walk around, I don't know, but there's some pretty good speakers who are going to be attending as well. So it should be a good event. And the rail strike that was being planned by the railway unions for this Saturday, the 17th, isn't going to be happening because of all the Queen stuff, you know. So at least we're not going to have that concern. Although with all the people going up to London for the Queen, the railways might be, quite packed. But they're all going to a different part of London. I think we're going to be well away from whatever's going on there. So yeah, we've got the obviously the funeral for her on Monday, and we've all got a day off, kind of for some of us an enforced day off. And I was going to do a job on Monday, but the woman and I agreed to do it on the Tuesday instead. Not so much because I want to have that day off for that reason, but if everywhere is closed and I get a problem on the job, I won't be able to sort of shoot out up the road to get a part or anything like that. So, that is why I've had to postpone it. But anyway, that's it. So regarding Monday, I've seen a few weird things going on. I saw an article somewhere that there's a notice on a bicycle rack somewhere where, these metal things where you park your bike up into, and it said this bike rack isn't going to be in use on Monday the 19th of September out of respect for the Queen. How not allowing people to use a bike rack is showing respect, I do not know. And then even more bizarre, the Centre Parts company, if you're from abroad, I don't know if you know Centre Parts, but they are kind of a holiday company, and with various resorts up and down the country. And they said that on the 19th, any of their guests staying at the place or places are going to have to leave for that day. So they're going to have to, they can leave their luggage and their gear there in their rooms, but they'd have to themselves vacate it and stay a night somewhere else and then go back the next day. And again, it's supposedly out of respect for the Queen, and so the staff can sort of watch the funeral and all of this kind of thing. And there was a lot of anger there, as you can imagine. It's a bit bizarre, really, isn't it? That they expect you to, leave the whole resort for 24 hours. It's just a bizarre decision. They've gone back on it, apparently, a little bit, and they're going to allow people to stay there, though all of the restaurants and public facilities, swimming pools and everything else are all going to be closed So it's going to still be a bit rubbish on that day for whoever's staying there. So I guess all the more reason to avoid big companies like that, really, because they are quite a large tour operator or sort of holiday company. Not that I've ever been to one. They've been around in this country for a good probably 30 plus years now, I'd say, maybe 40 years. Never seen the need to go to one. They're kind of really more for families anyway, rather than just couples like me and Lorraine. So, you know, it doesn't sound like I'm missing much either, really. And just one other little thing, again, regarding sort of royalty and everything. I saw a video showing Charles and Camilla signing some documents, and I've got no reason to doubt the truthfulness of these videos, but it is a little bit of a bizarre thing. Don't know if you've seen it. But yeah, they're both signing these documents, presumably all about him becoming king. And the first video, or first part of it, you see him approaching the table where he's going to sit down and sign the forms. And kind of the pen and the writing implements, instead of being like about 18 inches away in from the edge of the table, they're kind of right on the edge. Don't know why that would have been done even, because it's not really the normal placement. You know, you have them, as I say, a good bit of a distance into the table, away from the edge, and so you've got room for your documents in front of it. But anyway, up comes Charles, and he sort of looks at these things, and he's kind of impatiently waving them away, scowling, and yeah, of course he can't sort of move them himself. He has to have a servant move them for him, and they move one bit of it, but another bit is still there in his way, so he's kind of really waving impatiently and scowling. And then the next bit of the video, well, it's done as a separate clip actually, and it shows him sitting there kind of signing the documents. And well, first of all, he gets the date wrong. He sort of it says, "Oh, is it the 12th today?" And no, it's the 13th. So yeah, yesterday rather than the day before. And he goes, "Oh, I've done the 12th now." And then the fountain, because it's old-fashioned fountain pens, the fountain pen started leaking on him, and then he got really cross about that, and he was fiddling around with it for a second, and then he kind of just put it down, and basically was sort of, well, not swearing, but he was sort of blaspheming, sort of taking the Lord's name in vain, and as it were, and then he just stomped off in a huff, really complaining about this pen, and yeah, it's a bizarre incident, and it didn't really show him in the best of lights. And when you consider that the Queen went for 70 years without anything like that happening, without kind of showing publicly that, you know, any sort of ill temper or anything like that, not that I know of anyway, and he's barely been king for 70 hours, let alone 70 years, and he's already kind of showing his true colours, really, is how I describe that as. But the question you have to ask yourself about these clips, and like I said, I've got no reason to doubt their authenticity, but you have to wonder why they were put out in the first place. Surely it would have been kept quiet and that footage would have just been lost somehow. But it was allowed, well, not only was it allowed to be filmed, well, I suppose it'd be filmed if it was like a public thing, but you know, why they allowed that to get out and show Charles in this bad light very, very early on, yeah, you have to wonder. It's almost like someone out there is wanting to show you and me and everybody else out there kind of, you know, his less than great side, is how I'll put it. So I thought that was really, really interesting. Very interesting little clip. So this is already getting a bit long, this video, past 10 minutes. So I'm going to finish this here, and I'll be back tomorrow. I might be back later on today if I come across anything else, but definitely back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.